So this is OnePlus 5 and this is the OnePlus 5T. If you look at the phone, you might think it's a big upgrade, but it's really not. So OnePlus releases two smartphones every year. One is an actual upgrade to the last year and the second is just sort of a refinement to the first, and OnePlus 5T is the second one. Let's start with the most obvious new change to the phone, which is the display. So this is now an 18:9 6-inch 1080p display which stretches throughout the front body. It's the same display like last year and it also fits in the same body. So now, since the screen is stretched out, the fingerprint scanner is moved to the back and it has the same tech as last year, so it's just as quick. Besides from these two changes, the design of 5T remains identical to the OnePlus 5. It has a Type-C port with less charging, which is still the fastest charging technology, and they're also keeping the 3.5mm headphone jack. You have volume rockers and power button on one side and the notification slider on the other side, just like the OnePlus 5. In the inside, it has Snapdragon 835 processor with 6 or 8 gigs of RAM paired with 64GB or 128GB of storage. So if you didn't already get it, just like OnePlus 5. Something that's not like OnePlus 5 is the camera system. OnePlus swept out the telephoto lens with a standard lens but with a lower aperture of f1.7. So the camera senses the light around you, and when you are at a low light scenario, it uses the special mode where it will combine 4 pixels into one with the help of a secondary lens to form a better low light photo, which is something the OnePlus 5 definitely needed. Talking about camera, the front camera can now also be used to unlock the smartphone. So it doesn't have the fancy sensors like from iPhone X or Note 8, but essentially what it does is that it looks at the eyes and nose of a person to unlock it. One thing that is nice is that you cannot use payment apps by this method, so there is that peace of mind, and it's really quick. Aside from that, the software on the OnePlus 5T hasn't changed much. Everything just like the OnePlus 5, great performance, high-end specs and good quality build. So the OnePlus 5T obviously isn't an upgrade to the OnePlus 5, but more like a stepping stone on a phone that's already great. The 64GB variant of this phone starts at $500 in the States and 32,000 rupees in India.